of my store.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck off the property.
Get off the property. So long, kids. You are not welcome here. What up, Free? Hopefully this is a little bit clear. I'm going to touch on a couple things because although it's a happy time of year for many, it's a very discouraging time of year for others, and I want to acknowledge that because some people are having a trying time because they've been dealt blows upon blows of white supremacy. So here's the thing, always brings it the way I see it so you can hear it. Peace to the Haps family. Except them motherfuckers who created the little Nas X hearts. Peace to everybody on Haps except for anybody that had anything to do with the Purple Heart program. I don't have any problem with the Purple Hearts, you know, in all sincerity, but Purple Hearts that are floating around the screen and shit, I believe that's fuck shit. I don't like it. And Morris doesn't like it either. So, where I'm at with that whole shit is where I'm at with it. Tried another device a little bit ago. That device was not up to par, so I had to stop. I'm not going to stream on something that I'm not clear on. We're already dealing with enough bullshit. So the last thing I need to do is stream inefficiently. You know, I can't blame that on white supremacy. I'd have to blame that on myself if I chose to do that. That's dumb. But there's some things that I can blame on white supremacy. There's some things I can blame on white supremacy. But before I do that, I want to make sure all the kids feel unwelcome.
Now do yourself a fucking favor and get the fuck out of my store.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck off the property.
I'm glad we're clear now. So we can proceed to give the 6 people who are going to watch this video what they need. I think I'm up to 6 now. I think I got like 6 people watching per video. So anyways, it's my grandson's birthday today. 6 years old. Hard to believe that boy is 6, but he's 6. Some days it feels like he's 60, but he's 6. He's a little old man in a baby's body. Very, very smart. I couldn't be more proud of who he is right now. So smart. Always eager to learn. That's where he gets me. That's my soft spot because he's always learning. Even when he's not learning, he's learning. Yeah, it's his birthday. So, white supremacy. I use the term a lot. You know, it aggravates people. I know that. But if you don't believe that it exists, if you don't believe that you are affected by it, if you are not white, there's some white people that are actually affected by white supremacy too. So it really can't be looked at as a situation of white supremacy only affects everybody that's not white. Because there's some white people out there who are affected by white supremacy because rich white supremacists hate poor white people. Flat out. Who said that? Native Black Americans are keeping alive incognito with one of the main tentacles: religion. Spellbound program believers, sick mentality, talking proper message, contagious towards those who put the priority lineage in check. Whoever that anonymous Facebook user is, Black Power. You said a mouthful there. I like your inflection with your capitalization and things like that. I can fuck with that. I indeed believe that people hang on to religion longer than they hang on to faith. And I know that's going to bother some people because people are like, religion is your faith. No. You can have religion and have faith. And you can have religion and have no faith. You can be one of those let go and let God motherfuckers. Who do you have faith in when you let go and let God? Let's be honest. Who do you really let go of? You let go of yourself, and you're going to let God do the work. Now, how God's going to pull you around when God's got to pull everybody else around? You ain't supposed to let go and let God. You're supposed to make your best effort and whatever God can do to push you over. But too many people out here let go. They let go, and then they let God do all the work. And then when God disappoints them, God lets them down. Then they sitting around like, God don't make no mistakes, though. Okay, motherfucker. But you did. What up, my man? My man Kevin Vasquez. Look at God. God don't like no ugly. He don't like no ugly. You know I'm making fun of it. God always makes me choke when I be talking shit to people. And I'm not talking shit to people who have faith. I know there's some real spiritual people out here. I'm talking to the people who are blindly blindly led by the Bible. There are motherfuckers out here who only live by the Bible. They don't even live by their own creed. They don't live by their own ambition. They only live by the Bible. They let the Bible dictate 100% of their life. And they are failing at it. That's it. They're failing at it. Most people don't even know how to read the Bible. And we're not going to get all into that. This ain't Edward's stream. Let me just tell you that right now, goddammit. This ain't Edward's. We're here to talk about white supremacy. And Edward might come on this motherfucker and talk against what I'm talking about and tell me, don't call them white supremacists, call them British supremacists. Edward said, I ain't got no beef with the United States government. I got a beef with the UK. I'm sorry. I ain't never been there. Probably won't go there. I can't say that. I guess it might be a place I want to go. But they say it rains a lot. I don't want to go nowhere it fucking rains a lot. I can go to Seattle. But he says we got a problem with the British. I got a problem with 1600 Pennsylvania and all its properties surrounding it. I don't know what's going on over there in the UK. Sorry. Banished 2. Greetings to you. And why are you banished 2? Did you have to make a new page? Was there a banished 1 or was there a banished and this is banished 2? Why are you banished 2? Is there like Smokey and the Bandit 1 and Smokey and the Bandit 2? Why did you get banished? Or are you Wigga in disguise? 19th account. Is this Wigga? Sounds like Wigga to me. Sounds like you got some Wigga going on. Sounds like, yeah, Wigga, please. Got your number 19 under your belt, huh? Boy, you piss off more people than I do. And that's a feat like a motherfucker. So, I was looking up this thing, and it said 4 myths about white supremacy that allow it to continue. It was written on the Forbes portal, and I was like, well, shit. Forbes, rich folks, white people, white supremacy, it all kind of goes together. So let me check it out. Let me check out and maybe see what they're talking about. Then I saw who wrote the article. Janice Gossam Asare. She is a diversity, equity, and inclusion senior contributor to Forbes magazine. She got long braids, and she looks like she's got some skin lightening shit going on. And I don't think she's a freedman because her name is Gossam Asare. So I'm already on some fuck shit with Janice. One, because she's not a freedman and she doesn't have to deal with white supremacy the way we do. And two, because her name is Janice, and that was the first woman that I ever lived with, and boy, was that something. Woo! She taught me a lot. She taught me how you could be a woman and not know how to cook. That's what she taught me. She couldn't cook shit. I gave her the hamburger helper, gave her the hamburger, and she still couldn't figure the shit out. Excuse me. She couldn't figure it out, y'all. I gave her the hamburger and the helper and the hamburger. Excuse me. This shit I'm smoking right now just making me sneeze. I ain't even eating nothing. I know my coffee ain't making me sneeze. God fucking with me right now because I'm up here talking about people and shit. God fucking with me. Janice might have a voodoo doll and shit. Sneezing is illegal? Probably in 32 states. Probably there's some weird ass laws out here. You notice how there is no laws for white supremacists though? There's no laws. Like the anti-lynching bill can't make it over the top. How can a bill that supports anti-lynching not make it over? So you're basically saying that the government is with it. They with lynching. You literally can't get that bill passed. That's a fucking problem. Uh-oh, I might have one here. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Cargo 420.
Thanks, Free. Banish, are you causing trouble? You're not gonna get blocked if you're over here, Banish. Don't worry about it. You know we fuck with you because we know you mean well. Okay, we know you mean well. Thanks for throwing that up in the chat. Free. Peace to my people at Cargo 420. But yeah, this thing was written by someone who, like I said, she is the diversity, equity, and inclusion senior contributor for Forbes, and she looks like she wants to slide over to the other side. I'm not saying she does. You know, she could be like super black, but I don't think so. Most of these people who are with the diversity, equity, and inclusion, they tend to be coons, okay? Because they're trying to bring other people up when we're already on the bottom. So they're trying to rise other people up over us. So why would you do that? Not that I don't want to see comeuppance from other people, but I'd like to see us rise first. I don't believe in rising tides raises all ships. I believe rising tides drowns the fuck out of black people. That's what I believe. Because most of us can't swim, we don't have boats or nothing. So a rising tide is detrimental to black folks. But not Afghanis, not some Latinos, definitely not Asians and Indians and, you know, other people like that. Anyways, so I said, well, let me go and see what she says as far as the 4 myths about white supremacy that allow it to continue. Now, you understand the title, 4 myths about white supremacy that allow it to continue. It's a real deceptive title if you read it. Once, you got to read it like 3 or 4 times to really understand what she said. 4 myths about white supremacy that allow it. So she's saying that this shit ain't true. These are myths about white supremacy that allow it to continue. And I'm going to read, let's start out with the first one. It is always intentional. Now she's saying that that's a myth, that white supremacy is always intentional. Okay. Yeah. Who is she? Her name is Janice. You missed that part. Janice Gassam Asare. So we know she's not a freedman. All right. She's a black immigrant. And, you know, yeah. So we'll go there. We'll just stay there. But her first entry was, it is always intentional. The Anti-Defamation League conceptualizes the white supremacy as the belief that white race is superior to other races, as well as the belief that more needs to be done to save the white race. Only thing that's going to be done to save the white race is a lot of fucking. Okay? It's the only thing that's going to save the white race, because the white race's numbers are dwindling, which means the white supremacist numbers are dwindling, which means white people are dwindling. This is how I'm wondering how white supremacy is still existing. This is why I titled the cast White Supremacy and How Does It Still Exist? Because the numbers are down. I mean, there's still more of them than most people, but the numbers are down. And they still control the shit. She's saying that, you know, yeah, they need some help, but they really don't need any help. They need to just stay away from birth control, because their race is dying and more white people are procreating with other races. So that's killing their numbers too. Okay. Their biggest fear, even though it's their biggest fetish, you know, white people love people with color, you know, but they didn't realize that at some point, when it starts to be more of us than them, then they'd have to do a little something. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay. So she's saying that, it says, a commonly held myth about white supremacy is that it is done intentionally. So you're saying that white supremacy can be unintentional? Like you could just have white supremacy? No. You could have white privilege. You could have white access. But if you don't acknowledge you only got those 2 because of white supremacy, then, whatever. Yeah. But if you do acknowledge it and you say, okay, I understand it, you are not a white supremacist. But you still may have white privilege and you still may have white access. But she says here that a myth is that it's done intentionally. It's absolutely done intentionally. That's not a myth. That's a truth. White supremacy is definitely intentional. It's intentional and it's inflammatory. And they know this. And that's why it continues. When you see a white person do something bad and you see another person stick up for that person who did something bad, that's intentional. That's not an intentional thing. That's intentional. Like the Kyle Rittenhouse guy. When that motherfucker did what he did and Ricky Schroeder came in and My Pillow Man came in and bailed him out, that was intentional white supremacy. I didn't even think Ricky Schroeder had any money left. He ain't made a show, I don't know how long. Well, he did make them shows with Dolly Parton and shit, them country shows. Because he wasn't good adult actor at all. He lost all his shit when the Dukes of Hazzard guy came along. He was Bo or Luke, I don't know their names, but that guy took all of Ricky Schroeder's shine. He looked just like Ricky, but he was already grown up. And by the time Ricky grew up, he started to look like him. And yeah. You think he looked like him?
NYPD Blue.
Ricky Schroeder was on NYPD Blue? Oh, the show with the redhead guy?
He was a cop on there, yeah.
But was he a star?
He was a cop.
Because David Caruso was the man on that, right?
No.
I thought David Caruso was the man.
Nah, I'm not the right show. It was one on Channel 7.
Yeah, that's David Caruso show. Reddit. Remember the guy from The King of New York, the redhead, the jerk cop?
David Caruso was CSI Miami.
Yeah, same cat.
Yeah.
I think that started after NYPD Blue went out. So you don't think what's his name? Luke Duke or Bo Duke?
I don't know.
The blonde one. You don't think the blonde dude looked like Ricky Schroeder?
I do.
All blonde white dudes in the 80s look alike. So that's where I saw it. What did I say? 65? Okay, I got it. So I watched Tropic Thunder, and now I have a favorite new black actor. All right, Banish. This is why you have to make a new profile every other day. This is exactly why you have to make a new profile. You had never seen Tropic Thunder before? I don't think I had seen the whole movie until I heard about those scenes, and then I went on and watched it. That shit was pretty funny to me. Some people didn't like it, but hey, movies are entertainment. There's some of the shit, I get offended by, but most of it I don't anymore because it's white supremacy. But anyways, yeah, she wrote this shit, and she said that white supremacy is not intentional. That's a big myth. It's a big fucking lie. White supremacy is indeed intentional. You just don't trip over and be white supremacist. Where you could trip over and just get white privilege, just, get shit that you wouldn't normally get if you were not white. So that can happen, but white supremacy is indeed intentional. And some people actually forego their white supremacy, They're usually hated by their race, Well, they're hated by the racist in their race, given a hard time and all that shit. I get it. Because that's the last thing that white supremacists want to happen is you leave the fucking flock and jump over to the other side. Now they're fucked up. Their numbers are already dwindling because they're not procreating. How come white people's numbers are going down? I mean, white people fuck a lot. How come their numbers going down? I want to know. If they always talk about how we killing each other. You see, nobody ever talks about the white on white crime. They like to talk about the black on black crime, but there must be some white on white crime if y'all numbers dwindling like that. But my biggest question is what I named this fucking cast. How does it even still exist with them losing power over so much shit? How does white supremacy even still exist? I think it still exists because we, as a people, won't codify. everybody that's not white supremacist won't codify. Not just speaking about Friedman right now. If everybody banded up against white supremacy couldn't succeed. But we don't have that because you have white supremacists within other factions. Like let's look at people that are not Caucasians, white people. They still, and we're gonna move on. It is only upheld by white people. This is her second entry. Speaking of BIPOC, well, when you see BIPOC, you gotta fuck with it. Speaking of BIPOC, there is commonly held belief that only white people uphold white supremacy. I know this to be not true because I know some black people that uphold white supremacy. Unfortunately, those are called coons. We know a few of them, may be related to a few of them. You know this. You have some coons in your family. I get it. We were talking about the whole religious thing earlier. They may be that. I'm not saying all religious people are coons, but sometimes they tend to be the same people. Sorry. It is what it is. This is one of the most deceptive myths about white supremacy because it prevents BIPOC from exploring and examining the ways that they may individually sustain white supremacy. Just because you identify as a person of color doesn't prevent you from propagating white supremacist views and ideologies. She is raising white supremacy just by saying BIPOC. She is raising white supremacy just by saying people of color. Just by saying that. She doesn't understand it. She's upholding white supremacy by saying BIPOC. That shit's not fucking accurate. Don't call me BIPOC. Call Jussie Smollett BIPOC because he's the gay Tupac. What the fuck is this? Yes, I want to do that. Call Jussie the BIPOC. Gay Tupac. Yeah. He is now a convicted felon. I want to see what his next project is going to be about. Who's going to hire that motherfucker? Dude, who's going to hire you? Because anybody that wants to hire him probably believed his story initially. So now that they know his story is fucking bullshit, who's going to hire that monkey ass motherfucker? Yeah, he better follow his sister around and try to get some roles and shit like as a twin, and they might not even give him any speaking lines. He might like be a mute. Oh man, I can't believe I let that go all that time. That means I haven't put up our disclaimer recently, and I need to do that because we can't get too deep in this, because I cuss and I smoke, and this is just not a place for children to dwell. So I need to make sure that everybody understands that they're not welcome here. As much as I like kids to learn from the messages that I speak them directly to them, but I won't speak them on haps. Okay? I won't.
Do yourself a fucking favor and get the fuck out of my store.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck off the property.
So, that was a disclaimer to let kids know they're not welcome on this space at all. And if there's a message that I send out for children, I'll send it via their parents. I don't need them listening to me firsthand on this platform. We speak and act as adults here, period. I know some of y'all don't really care. Some of y'all really don't care. But I care. If I'm going to have a children's show one day, let's say I have a children's show totally opened up. I can uncheck the boxes on YouTube because the boxes are checked for adult content. I hate when YouTube kept asking me all that shit. Is this for kids? Fuck no. It's not for children. Dickheads. They know it's not for kids. They want me to say it's for kids. Then some kid sees it. Then they say, oh, it's against community guidelines because you made it for kids. See, that's a trick. That's a trick. You don't check that box. they can ban you because you put some illicit material out there for kids to see. But all this BIPOC and minorities and people of color shit that she is putting in here, she's upholding white supremacy. She's upholding it. That's why I talk about these diversity and inclusion, equity motherfuckers. They're full of shit. What's this bitch's name? Janice. I don't know how I can forget that name. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. DE&I. That's what it is. DEI people. DEI people. DEI people need to DIE. You know, let's soul train scramble board that shit. DEI needs to DIE. Because that's some bullshit. All they did was make it easier for motherfuckers who aren't white to get some access and get some resources. Because now there's diversity and there's equity and there's inclusion. Where the fuck was that in 1965, bitches? You fucking kidding me? Now there's diversity and equity. Diversity, so that means everybody can come in. Equity, oh, you about to get some shit. And inclusion, you're in. When there was Jim Crow, there was no diversity. When we were enslaved, we couldn't own shit. No equity. And inclusion, come on now. They wouldn't let us go to school. They wouldn't let us learn. We were excluded. But now they got DEI situations going on. And other motherfuckers are getting the bag in this bitch. They talking about giving Latinos $450 a man. Motherfuckers be almost millionaires. They ain't did shit but lost some kids. And I'm not saying that the kid's not worth $900,000, but we don't know. We don't know. They came across. Who knows if they even had a kid? They can say they lost a kid and the kid's never been found. You gonna give them $450? They came here voluntarily. And they wash up on the shores of America. That's the risk they take. But then they went over and put an aircraft in Afghanistan and said, all aboard, and brought a whole bunch of motherfuckers over here and now displaced thousands of people of color. Fucking bitches. Anybody that stays in the Democratic Party, you fucking bitches. I've been looking at the green shit, the independent, something's got to give. Something's got to give. I can't vote Democrat no more. I can't vote Democrat no more. Y'all motherfuckers. And look at Kamala. She is... Kamala, come on, man. Kamala's giving billions, saying she's giving it away to minority businesses. That means she's giving it away to Asians, Arabs, Latinos. She ain't giving no money to black people. You know goddamn well Kamala ain't giving no money to us. Or she'd have already did it. So that's what I'm trying to tell people. Okay, you made the mistake. You voted for her. But now you got to walk away because it's been a year and she ain't did shit for black people yet. She ain't did shit for black people yet. Name one thing that Kamala has did for black people. Just one fucking thing. Name something. Name anything that she's done for black people besides make a motherfucking fool out of y'all. She's made a fool out of you. Oh, yes. All that goddamn ski win and wearing the motherfucking Chucks and wearing the orthopedic Timbos and doing the sea walk coming off the private jet. She had y'all motherfuckers hook, line, and sinker. Had y'all. Bitch dropped out the race before South Carolina. She didn't even go to South Carolina and get none of Clyburns fish. She was out the race. Out the race and out of money. She didn't even have enough money to get to South Carolina. She had depleted all her campaign funds. Her people had quit, and she was done. Now she's the vice president. We know how to pick them. We sure know how to motherfucking pick them. I tell you.
A witness.
Yeah.
Can I get a witness?
Yeah, there you go. She laughing at y'all.
Slow down, everybody. No. Can I get a witness?
She laughing at y'all. She laughing at you. because y'all allowed her to go to a space that she would have never gotten to had you not elevated the motherfucker who's her boss. Y'all begged for Joe to run. 18 goddamn Democratic candidates, and you begged for the motherfucker to come off the bench who had been the vice president to the motherfucker who had did the least for you and looked like you. Now you want his motherfucking subordinate. You some stupid motherfuckers. The vice president has a lot of control generally. And Joe didn't do shit for you when he was vice president. Hadn't did shit for you in 40 years of politics. But now he's going to be your guy. You dumb motherfuckers. What's Dave doing? Where's that at? Going the other way. Jesus Christ. He's going to take this one home. This is going west. Jesus Christ. All right. He hungry tonight. And chocolate. Okay. So, Biden sexuals. I love that term. I love that term when people say Biden sexuals. I don't know why that tickles me every goddamn time. Biden sexuals. Oh, I got this one over here. Oh, no, I'm going to do that. Oh, okay, we can do that. All right, gotcha. Yeah, that makes me laugh. Biden sexuals. It really does. But she fooled us. Well, she didn't fool me, but I'm with the collective. So, you know, I don't leave y'all out there. I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to call y'all simps out. But, you know, I'm one of y'all still. You know, I'm in the family. I'm not a Biden sexual, goddammit. But, I don't leave the collective. We're going to go down. We're going to go down together. I'm going to be talking about your motherfucking ass all the way down. So, I fuck with some Democratic politicians, but a lot of them, they're not making sense. And, you know, the funny thing is, a lot of them aren't making sense because they're literally trying to follow this motherfucker's lead, and his lead is to nowhere. You understand me? Joe Biden is fucking clueless. Where the fuck? Hold on a second. So I gotta skip over. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and do something. Because y'all gotta hear some shit. Some of y'all ain't heard some of these recent Joe remixes. And, you know, some of you have. Because some of y'all are the same 6 motherfuckers who be watching these videos. So let me get this all queued up. There we go. I'm going to get that right. Condos, gummies, pretzels. Condos, gummies, pretzels. You got school tomorrow?
Yep.
Oh. You end up doing that?
Oh, what? What? So you wasn't coming? I'll tell you.
Shit, it's almost 8 o'clock. I doubt it.
I ain't got to bring nothing back, right?
We got everything we needed. Unless you see, no, they ain't got nothing. Remember I told you it's all froze. Yeah. So, listen to this shit that this motherfucker said. This is your president. This is why we're done. Okay? This is why we're fucking done. Yeah, here we go. Hold on a second. Let me get this shit up. Here we go. The volume. I ain't got to worry about getting nothing else. Goddamn.
Now as a county executive in Jackson County, resident and a business as well. You know, I mean, this guy's done it all. Look, as man said, we're in a situation where we've known that our infrastructure had problems for a long, long time. Under the leadership of mayors like our mayor here. This is the United States of America, for God's sake.
One more time. One more time. Banish, listen closely, because I'm going to ask you where you are, Banish, after this.
Now he's a county executive in Jackson County, resident in the business as well. This guy's done it all. Look, as man said, we're in a situation where we've known that our infrastructure had problems for a long, long time. Under the leadership of mayors like, our mayor here. This is the United States of America, for God's sake.
Okay, now Banish, where are you at? Joe just told you where you were. Tell me where you are. Joe just said it. Your president just said it. And I know you listen to closely because that's why you get banished all the time. You listen too closely to shit. Okay, so what's he got to go to? Because I don't know exactly. How do you get 70 cents? Jesus Christ. Is that 60? Yeah. Sorry. Whatever. All right, so we got bam, 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 bam. And that, and that, and that. Got it. You're a barbarian. No.
This is the United States of America, for God's sake.
Listen closely. This is where you are, Banish.
United States of America, for God's sake.
One more time for safekeeping.
This is the United States of America, for God's sake.
We figured it out a couple days ago. I didn't figure it out. I think, what's her name? Here and Now? The new Here and Now? Oh, no. Her new negative. Her new narrative. I want to say Here and Now. I'm thinking about Luther song. Her new narrative. She figured it out. Her and Grandma. Grandma Warrior. They said it. One more time. I need it, Banish.
The United States of America, for God's sake.
Joe was letting him know where the fuck we were in this bitch. He was letting him know exactly where we were. And he said it with emphasis. I wonder if after that, did he say, hear me? Because he always likes saying, hear me? That's that old white man shit. When the old white man says, hear me, he meant that shit. He meant that shit. I got Joe saying that too. Did he just say this isn't the United States of America, for God's sake? No. He said this. Listen, James, don't come in all late making accusations and getting me banned on YouTube for misinformation. Between you and Brian, you got me fucked up out here with your anti-Biden sexual lingo.
The United States of America, for God's sake.
One more time for James, since he's late.
This is the United States of America, for God's sake.
Now, do we understand exactly where we are, James? One more time.
This is the United States of America, for God's sake.
And I'm going to give it a minute, and then I'm going to divulge it, because we've already put it out there. But since you guys choose not to watch my videos all the time, you don't see the information that's being shared. Let's just keep listening to the mellow moods of Michael Bathurst all day. Live from Toronto, it is Michael Bathurst. All right. United Shakes? Oh, you're close. You're close. That was close, James. You got good ears. We concluded that he said this is the United States of Mayor. So maybe he had the mayor on his mind, the United States of Mayor. So listen.
This is the United States of America, for God's sake.
The United States of Mayor. That's exactly where we are. The United States of Mayor. Brother. Man comes in with the disclaimer. I like when he types all that in there.
Now do yourself a fucking favor and get the fuck out of my stuff.
Oh, I guess I got the wrong one playing. I got the wrong one playing because I don't have that speaker hooked up. So let me do the proper, let me bag it all up. Uh-oh. Where are all my... Oh, there we go.
Do yourself yourself a fucking favor and get the fuck out of my store.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck off the process.
So appreciate OG Classic coming in with the text dialogue disclaimer. That really makes my shit look official. I appreciate that, OG. That makes it look official when you do that. However unofficial I am, that helps out. So everybody that's in here, appreciate it. How does he like his steak the mayor? Amen. Amen. People support him. People support him blindly. Just like we talked about people that are religiously blind. And now this chick in the Forbes article, she's blind because she's saying BIPOC. She's saying BIPOC. Like Jussie Smollett, the gay Tupac. And what do we got here? What am I trying to do here? What am I trying? Oh yeah. People are going to support him, man. They're going to support him because they have nowhere else to go. Like you always hear now. What are we going to do? Vote Republican? No, you're going to vote intelligently. How about that? How about voting intelligently? Excuse me. Take Dave on his way home.
What time is it?
7:45, I think.
Yeah, probably so. I didn't know he was here. Is he out there?
Yeah, I think I sit behind you. I believe. Somebody's back there. Yeah, it's him. I'll give it 5 more minutes. Should be taking a cat nap. Oh, so don't do that. Hey, Shanna. Oh, I've got something for Shanna. I be getting these clips, and sometimes I'm supposed to send them. Like I do the video a lot of times, and then I record the audio, but I never end up putting the video up. But this shit right here, Shanna, this is some of the classic Vicky Dillard that I enjoy. Because we're in the Kamala vein right now. So I might as well stay with the Kamala vein because here she's up here giving billions away to minorities. We know that she's not talking about us. And they're hijacking the name of Friedman. It's sinister. And there's no way, as I was talking about white supremacy being intentional, there's no way this could be unintentional. This is absolutely intentional. They're looking to make it look like they're giving some shit to black folks. And they're not. By calling out Friedman, I'm in Canada and it was insulting the candidates. But this is Vicky Dillard, and oh my goodness. I laughed too hard when I watched some of her stuff. I had to go back and watch it again because I missed some of the messages that she's, because I be laughing too hard. But she put this up, or she put this whole video up, and I just had to take this out. She's talking about how Kamala just basically turned her back on us.
Kamala was on the campaign trail to be president, she specifically said, no! In a screeching / operatic tone, she promised what she did promise. What she assured the American people was that she wasn't going to do nothing. specifically for black people. Wherever you are around the world, say it with me right now at home. If you're in the car, if you're on the job, just scare somebody real quick and just say, no!
I'm trying to tell you, if you don't listen to Vicky Dillard, listen to Vicky Dillard. She can bring some information and some humor to your life. The gays are more, yay. Let me tell you something. I mean, they getting it out here, dog. They trying to give them reparations. They said we need to repair the LGBTQIAP. What do y'all need to repair? You might need a few more light bulbs for the marquee, but what the fuck do you need to do repairing? I think they're doing just fine. Hell, look at Joe Biden's cabinet. His cabinet is 30% gay, trans, bi, something. He got a bunch in there. He got a bunch. Oh, I know it wasn't Curtis Blow, but appreciate the reminder. Peace and love and rest in power to the Kango Kid of UTFO. That brother did some work. Because I saw Kango Kid before. You call him? Oh. I saw Kango Kid before Roxanne. I saw Kango Kid before Roxanne. When he was with just Dr. Ice and they were dancing. And then they came out with UTFO. Got with the educated, come on in. Got with the educated rapper. And made the UTFO group. You know. And I do believe that the Kango Kid was part Haitian. But he definitely lived the black man's culture. You didn't see him jumping off the ship. He was black. You couldn't tell Kango Kid wasn't black. And the part of Haiti that he was in, you know, I mean, I've seen some Haitians have, you know, like a different grade of hair. Ha! Y'all thought I was going to say good hair. We don't do that here. Just because it's straight, don't mean it's straight. And people should understand that the best hair is the coarse hair, is the curly hair, is the thick, healthy hair. That's the best hair. That fine shit, that stringy shit, that's not very healthy. You need to have some kink in it. So people need to get rid of that. Straight hair is good hair. No. Get rid of that. Let your mind go. Let your mind be free. Let your mind be free. That straight hair is good hair. When it's kinky, it's right. There are more Asiatic. I can't even comment about hair, just saying. Yeah, you bald as a motherfucker, James. You don't have a dog in this fight. Now, what you can do is you might be able to speak on like something that you do to help keep your scalp healthy, you know, because you do have hair follicles and things do happen up there. So you can speak on that, you know. I don't know if you use oils or lotions, you know, to help keep your scalp healthy. And does your hair grow at all on your head? Like, what do you put where the hair grows? Do you use some type of what's that shit, like a magic shave, like where you don't need a razor? Or do you use Nair? Or do you do clippers? How do you do? What's wrong with you, motherfucker? But what? Banish? I don't think anybody's libido has anything to do with the hair on their head. At least not that head. I don't think so. Not at all. Not at all. Is the motherfucker asleep? No, I talked to him. I talked to him. I forgot. I did talk to him. It does. It does. Oh, okay. I've seen. Is that the thing like with the three heads? Like it's a shaver. And it's They do have like deodorant or like fragrant magic shave now, Shanna. They have something that where it's not as funky. You talking about the paste? You talking about the shit you got to mix up, like the plaster Paris? Now, not that magic shave. I'm talking about the stuff to be in a squeeze bottle. That's much more controlled with its aroma. But that shit in the black and gold can, oh my goodness. Yeah. Wow. You got you one of the hair removal Jet 2000s. Has an LED light on it. So you can do like designs and shit in the dark. Um it's Trump Day. But yeah. But let me get through the rest of Janice's editorial. Her editorial was so insulting. It's a whore. She's a whore. She made this shit. She's talking that BIPOC shit, so she's not going to be anything less. Number 3, it is not uncommon. There is a false narrative that white supremacists are these outspoken extremists, domestic terrorists, that are seen protesting the removal of Confederate monuments and committing horrific acts of violence and treason. There are. Those are white supremacists. There is a false narrative. See, she's saying these are myths, and what she's saying is mythical. That's absolutely true. There are white supremacists who are outspoken extremists, domestic terrorists, Kyle Rittenhouse, the Crumley boy. What did you say, Timothy McVeigh? There's a lot of them. It's not a fucking myth. Domestic terrorists that are seen protesting the removal of Confederate monuments. January 6th? Those weren't white supremacists? Yeah, okay. Committing horrific acts, January 6th? Those weren't white supremacists? And treason, January 6th? Okay. These are examples, but white supremacy is more common than we think. By personifying white supremacists as these type of individuals, we overlook the white supremacists lurking in our workplaces, our schools, and our communities. No, we don't. That's who's in our schools, in our communities, in our workplaces. Don't know. I would think Dave's going to be cash. Didn't ask him. Had a tough enough time understanding his English. He ain't on tomorrow. So let me find out. Okay. Black Americans, freedmen, you know, white supremacy is always lurking around, particularly in the workplace and school. That's why I don't understand what Janice is talking about. Janice don't know what she's talking about, okay? Now, she wants to talk about long extensions in her hair, okay. If she wants to talk about that skin lightening cream she's using, okay. Because she's all on that BIPOC shit right now, so she really don't understand what's going on. No. Hold on a second. Let me see if you can cash at me. Do you want to cash at me? All right. Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, just do it all the way out. Yeah. Here. Here, man. So, if you're asking Janice, she thinks the shit is a myth. She doesn't think. So it says, nice people can also be white supremacists. Yeah, true. Relinquish the idea that there is a prototype for white supremacy. Similarly, white supremacy knows no age. You're absolutely correct about that. Because there are some children out here who are white supremacists in training. Mm-hmm. Cookie One is live. Let's look at the Christmas decor. So if you want to go over and check out Cookie One's Better Homes and Christmas Decor cast, skip on over to her site. If you want to stay in the white supremacy space tonight, stay here. We're going to talk more about the myths. A frequently cited myth is that younger generations are woke and that white supremacy and racism are only displayed by older generations. I don't know who said that. Adopting the belief will prevent you from recognizing the white supremacy that infiltrates our everyday environment. It disappears with new leadership. This is number 4. This is myth number 4. It disappears with new leadership. No, it doesn't. Donald Trump was indeed a white supremacist, and so is Joe Biden. Did not disappear. Okay? Got a little thinner, lost a little hair. Well, Trump's hair is fake anyway, so, you know, whatever. But Joe don't have that mullet no more. He don't have that mullet at all. He got a little ducktail in the back. Shit's bald up here, and they're doing a comb over thing. I think they're doing some spraying shit some days because it'll be thicker. It'll be thicker some days, and then some days it just be looks like 12 fucking guitar strings up that shit. Fuck that. I'm trying to tell you motherfuckers though, vote Democratic again. See what's gonna happen. If you're walking around here in loincloths in 2025, you'll be walking around here in fucking loincloths. Joe Biden is trying to break black people down. This motherfucker is about to give up $8.7 billion. $8.7 billion. And they're going to get that shit mostly to immigrants. You notice how they want to give up $8.7 billion to minority businesses with all the Afghanis coming over? Think about it. They about to put a whole bunch of Afghanis in business. Them motherfuckers just fled a territory. Now they about to get the bag. And they're not going to get like fucking party stores and gas stations. $8.7 billion. They're about to have big fucking corporations in this bitch. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We about to be calling Hector and Assad boss in this bitch, right? Mm-hmm. They about to be your boss. Even in places like Amazon and fucking, you know, the plants and shit, all those upper executive level jobs are going to be going to plenty of Afghanis. Plenty of them. Because they're coming over here, educated over here. They didn't bring no dumb motherfuckers over here. They handpicked the people that they wanted to put on those planes. Mm-hmm. Come over here all wrapped up in blankets. Under them fucking blankets was degrees and shit, briefcases. They about to come over here and get fucking jobs. About to go get jobs, bro. Not jobs, careers. Careers and corporations. They didn't bring no motherfuckers over here to be broke like us. Why the fuck would they bring people over here to be broke like us? They're not going to be over here to be broke like us. I'm trying to tell you. They're not going to be broke like us. Just trying to tell you.
Can I get a witness?
Yeah. See, that's her. That's the first black VP, now the most influential Asian out. Yeah, you voted for her. What up, Five Dog? You voted for her. You should be ashamed of yourself that you bought into that bullshit. She was in fucking 4th place. She wouldn't have medaled in the Olympics. She wouldn't have medaled, okay? Joe Biden was in 7th place. That's your White House now. 4th and 7th place are in. Yep. And Jimmy Clyburn is still down there frying fish. Sure is. Sure is. Information Man Speaks podcast. Uh-oh. Is this a new venture, Information? Or did you just revise some of the title of your cast? You got something else popping there? I like that. I like that moniker. Information Man Speaks. I like that. I like that. Blacks must join the white supremacists. Banish, what the fuck are you talking about? For an ass kicking. Got one more. Angie. Yeah. All day, every day. Faking. Faking. Boy, oh boy, I love these orders. Hey, hold on a second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Oh, before the primary. Oh, yeah. And wait a minute. She dropped out before South Carolina. Who drops out before South Carolina? Who drops out before South Carolina? I'm about Thanks for holding, y'all. Appreciate you letting them know free. Appreciate the plug to my people at Cargo 420. Da-da-dee, da-da-da, da-da-dee-dee, da-da-da. Just got to do some things while I'm doing some things. Hopefully you don't mind. I mean, if you do, just please understand. But we were talking. Yeah, she dropped out before the primary. She was literally on her couch when the primaries came. That's fucking horrible. Horrible. How can you not make it to the goddamn primary? And she was supposed to be a strong candidate coming in. They were talking all that black woman shit. They were talking all that black woman shit. And she hadn't said shit about being black. She was just letting y'all say she was black. That's all she was doing. Did y'all call her? Did y'all call her?
No.
I don't want to mess up his tip. Ran out of it all. All of it. Yeah, she sure did. She sure did. Ran out of money. Jasmine, you can't hear? You can't hear the volume, Jasmine? We're going in and out? You can't hear it? I'm just kidding. I was doing that personally, but no, it was muted. I think Frida fell asleep. She's supposed to tell you that we were off for a minute, but she didn't tell you. She might have fell asleep. She does that often during my streams. I don't know what I could do to be more entertaining for Frida. Keep her up, but I do what I can. I'm only here to help. Do Belleville first. Van Buren. I mean, obviously, because you're coming back to the West for you, right? Or even if you just get up, went up here and did Angel out to Belleville, and then, then he ain't got to hit the city limits back in here because you can get off over on Miller and whatever. I don't know, y'all, I drive different.
So you'd be better coming back after you today. We're hitting 23.
But hello, Jasmine. Yeah, we are back, and we are talking about white supremacy and why it exists still. One of the reasons it exists because of fucking bullshit ass contributors to Forbes magazine. I don't know what's on her fucking mind. I mean, to actually say all these are myths. Myths. And then to talk that BIPOC shit, that minority shit and people of color shit. She's not one of us. She's not one of us. And she's not here for the betterment of freedmen. She's here to take. She's here to take resources and exploit blackness, but she ain't riding with us. She ain't riding with us. She's competing with us. Janice Gasser is competing with us. She looked black, and she probably thinks she's acting black because she's got the braids. I mean, she's got the skin lightening cream. She's halfway to Lil' Kim. Her face is damn near the color of her braids. She's lightening up. I have a feeling if I see some older pictures of her, she'd be a couple shades darker. Yeah. She's going in. She's going in for the cake soap kill. So, what was this? I don't know what they're talking about. So anyways, if people galvanized against white supremacy, I think, yeah, white supremacy could be suppressed significantly. But the problem with getting rid of white supremacy, you've got to first start with white people. They've got to speak against it. And I'm not talking about when people get killed, when people get assaulted, when people get marginalized, compartmentalized, whatever. Every single day, you've got to speak against white supremacy if you are white. If you are white. Fuck what we say. We're going to speak against it. But if white people who aren't white supremacists don't speak against white supremacy, it's not going anywhere. The first people we need to speak against it are white people. It's not my job to not make a white supremacist. It's your job. Them your folks. Those oppressors are your brethren. Give us example. What type of example? What do you need? What type of example? Eric is coming tonight. Period. I'll make sure he hits you. Hit Dave when you're close, man.
And you sit down and gave it to you. That's what you went and got from them?
60.
You gave him 60. So where did 100 come from?
I probably took it off. Just so you can see, that's what he sent.
I don't need to see that.
Huh?
I don't need to see that.
I'm just saying, I mean, I always let motherfucker know so you don't think I'm trying to keep your bread and shit. Anyways, also white supremacy generates blank checks for too many. Absolutely. It's giving revenue and resources and access to people who have come over here voluntarily, many illegally. And then you think about the colonizers who are over here who've done nothing but experience privilege and access just for their whiteness. I mean, if we were rewarded just because of our blackness, we'd be good, but we're not. They don't want to try to get to rewarding us for all the shit that we've done on this soil. This is why it's important to get a full schedule of reparations, policy and legislation, and obviously there's checks involved. See, Some people be talking about, oh, they're going to cut the check. No, there's checks, multiple checks, like stimmies. But these aren't stimmies, okay? These aren't stimmies. When they put together the right plan, HR 40 is not the right plan. It's not the right plan. It's not the way. It's not the wheel. And that's just the conversation starter. They just want to start a conversation, a study for HR 40. We can get reparations. We fuck up. Let's skip all the preliminaries. We don't need to have the JV game. This is varsity. HR 40 ain't gonna do nothing but create a study. Study. Okay. Why do we need to study giving us money when nobody studied giving the Native Americans money? Nobody studied giving the Holocaust survivors money. We've talked about this before. It sounds kind of repetitive, but it's facts. And what about the concentration camp people? Those folk got their money without any studies. Just gave up the bread. And the continued resources and subsidizing of different ethnicities in this country, where's all them studies been? Has America studied for anybody else? Now y'all want to study about reparations. I ain't studying y'all. You signing that, man? You signing that? Okay. So, yeah. Okay. Anyways, I'm just trying to tell you what I know. No misinformation. Definitely no miseducation. I don't give a bad fucking education. Sorry. If I teach you something, you can go right around the corner and use it. Yes, you can. No, you guys were a lot. I think that white people first have to go at white supremacists. Then the next step would be for people who come over here to this territory, and become Americans. Y'all can't uphold white supremacy. So you want to be brown when it's convenient. Because when y'all go for the resources, y'all always want to be like black and brown communities. Black and brown communities. But when we talk about people, when they say brown people, they don't say brown and black communities. Brown and black resources. Brown and black rights. It's always black and brown. It's always us. And then we attach brown. You know, brown. There's black, and then there's Ann Brown. Who the fuck is Ann Brown? Like John said, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is Ann Brown? And how come there ain't no Ann Blacks? There's some Ann Whites. But how come there ain't no Ann Blacks? You know any Ann Blacks? No, but I know Ann Browns, and I know Ann Whites, and minorities. And Pac. Like gay Tupac. Yeah. There's a whole lot of Anns in the motherfucking phone book, except you never see no Ann Blacks. You go to Ann Black section, it's just a page. Doesn't even have anything on the one side, and then it just starts with Ann Brown on the other side. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all ain't getting this. What'd you say, Shanna? HR 40 was first introduced in 1989 by our brother here, our Michigan brother. He did what he thought was right, but yes, it was disrespectful. Dead soon after, until a couple of years ago. I mean, literally, what was happening every time he was taking that up? Did they already just know that we weren't going to look at it? He did that shit from 1989 to what, like 2008? 2009? He just kept bringing it up there. Oh, here comes John with that goddamn HR 40 bill. Fuck. We're not going to pass that shit. No, come on. Agents let him do it, and he just do it, and just do it. Just do it. Hey, and y'all motherfuckers have managed to steal all them goddamn good pens.
Nah, there's a bunch of them in the second drawer.
I don't. No, you just told somebody, nigga. What the fuck?
Hey, I'm done with it. I'm using pencils over here.
Please, because you done took all the good pens.
No, that wasn't me. That's the motherfucker left in the left.
Oh, well, I need to put my hands on somebody's pocket protector.
All right, bro. Okay, you put that back on track.
But yeah, man, you build HR 40. He puts that up there, and he just keeps putting it up there. Where was everybody else with reparations cases? How come nobody else was saying anything? Were they just seeing HR 40 wasn't passing? Like, what were people really doing? I mean, I know a lot of people for years. Obama did shut it down. That's right. The Kenyan Hawaiian shut it down. You know what? I forgot that. He shut it down. How could he look at Kanye's... And, jeez, oh, Pete. You know Barack Obama and John Conyers broke bread several times. How could he look at John Conyers after he shot his HR 40 down? Black president, Conyers black, so you shoot that plan down? Even if you're not going to give it no win behind its sales, you shoot it down, but you still call yourself John Conyers' friend? Barack Obama is a fucking snake.
All right, bro, you go. 317.
Okay.
I got mine out there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Put that back on top of that one.
Bet it up.
On top of the rest of those.
On top of these greens?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, man. If you look at, hey, Cookie, how was your Christmas decor cast? I'll catch the replay. I was live at the time, but I did tell people if they wanted to jump over and check out your live cast.
Yeah.
I did let them know. What time you work tomorrow, E?
Shut up, man.
I had to make sure you knew you was off.
He's trying to have me on that motherfucker.
Yeah, I was making sure you knew you was off.
He's trying to have me on that camera.
All right, let's make it sure. Cause what did you show up one day?
I did.
You showed up strong too. You like, what's going on? I'm like, nothing, though. It's all good. It's all good.
Showed up early, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Hey, do me a favor, grab that box right there.
You're off tomorrow too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You a good fucking day.
Right here.
Yep.
I'm gonna call y'all and bother y'all all day tomorrow.
No takes back.
I'm gonna bother y'all all day. I'm gonna call you and I'm just gonna be saying Bible verses and shit. I might start drinking about 4 o'clock and just start calling y'all. Oh no! I'm out of town. I just want to know though. All right, fella. You need to be outside the car, but it's raining. Oh, you ain't trying to get that hair wrong. Bobby Shadow just subscribed. I appreciate you, Bobby Shadow. Bobby Shadow. Nice name, though. Nice broadcasting name. That's kind of like a late night quiet storm name, Bobby Shadow. Good evening. This is Bobby Shadow with your late night tunes. I can still drop it an octave or two when I get ready. I can drop it like it's hot. So, girl, put that bonnet on and get on in the house. Get on in the house. Just talking about white supremacy and why it still exists. And then we were just talking a little bit about HR 40, the bill that was target practice to the former first Kenyan American president, Barrio. So if you had a cast specifically about your Christmas decor, you must be really amping up for Christmas. You must be really amping up for Christmas. My brother Emmanuel, the United States trotter. I can't say globe trotter because I don't know if you've been around the world, but I know you've been around the United States. So you are a states trotter, but you could have been around the world. I don't know your whole travel lineage, but I know you don't. Beep, 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 beep. Did the thing here, man. You know. So you got to send some. You got. I don't know how can. So I'll be able to see the decor if I watch the cast. I got it. Okay. I got it. Haven't put up a Christmas light personally, but I heard the tree just got put up. You know, I'm just not really big into Christmas, but you know, people need what they need. They get what they get. So it's one of those fucking days. It's gonna be. Watch. Nope. Good. Thought it was gonna be one of those days. Never been to Africa and Europe and Australia. Okay. Me neither. Done a lot of reading on those places, though, you know. I mean, I guess there's some shit that I'd want to see in probably all of those places. But if I leave up out of here without going to those places, I don't feel like my life is incomplete if I don't travel like that. I've traveled some places, and the fun I have, you know, is the fun I have. I mean, there's probably some extraordinary things that I'm missing by not going to those places. You know, I realize that. I was going to get another coffee, but I don't think it's going to happen now. I don't think it's going to happen. Seeing that the place closes in 26 minutes, and I'm sitting here live. Google Earth, good enough. Hey, you can put it on the big screen, Banish, and just travel wherever you want to go. And if you really want to live the experience, then you go out and find like a restaurant, like go to Europe and then find like some European cuisine and then eat while you just, you know, travel along Google Earth. You can feel like you're really there. That's some virtual shit. I get it, bro. You're simplistic. Everywhere is the same. I would have to disagree with you there, Banish. Everywhere cannot be the same. Everywhere is not the same. Other than civilization, you're gonna have men, women, children, but every place is not the same. Broaden that a little bit. Paint with a more meticulous brush. You used a very broad stroke there. Every place is not the same. Now you need to paint. You need to paint with a meticulous brush. Okay?
Can I get a witness?
Yeah, you got to paint with a meticulous brush. I wasn't actually looking for that. When I started thinking about paint brushes, God made us all unique until he got to China, and then he just hit copy and paste. Oh, God. Dude, you're disrespectful. You are... What is it with you in Asia, dude? You say some slick shit about Asians, pretty much every cast. And it's kind of global. It's not like you don't hit anybody specifically, which is fine. You may start it out that way, but that one ended like globally there. Copy and paste. Got it. So I was talking to somebody and they said there's a faction of people. Is it the Filipinos that are like master mimickers? Mimics? Is that what she called them? She called them mimics. She called them mimics. She said they're mimics. Why am I talking like a Valley girl? Mimics. But yeah, I think it's Filipinos. And she says that they're flooding. Shana, if you're still in here, she said that they're flooding Northern California. And she says they are mimics. They can imitate anybody. Is that Filipinos that she's talking about? I'd call her, but I just don't want to call her out of the blue and surprise her. But I want to ask her about that because she talked about that, about those people being specifically like, and they can do anything. They can teach them to do anything. I mean, just like, I say, anybody can do this. A monkey can do this. I don't want to think of those people like that, but are they fucking training people to do like, wait a minute. Did you hear about slavery in America? Not from 1619 to 1865. I'm talking about like in the South part of this country, slavery has come back. And it's not black people. Have you heard about it? Mimics. Is that yes to mimics? Okay. You probably heard about the slavery too, Shanna. Slavery. Georgia, maybe? They got Mexicans down there enslaved, withholding their passports and IDs and shit and making them work for nothing. Or that K-pop shit. Boy, they really think that shit sounds good too. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Am I hearing this correctly? They think that K-pop shit is the bomb. I'm like, can I get a little bit of bass? Just a little tinny. Oh, just for all the kids who've come to enjoy the cast.
Now do yourself a fucking favor and get the fuck out of my store.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck off the property.
They're literally enslaving Mexicans. Indentureship. Are they paying them? Are they indentured servants or are they enslaved? Are they making some money? I thought you actually had to be making a little bit of money to be an indentured servant. When you work in a corporate job, it's like slavery. Yes, but you are compensated for it. You are compensated for it. It might not be what you need or want. When there's compensation, there's no enslavement. So indentureship, Shanna, are you saying that the Mexicans are getting something for their onion picking? I mean, they act like they was doing something for us by giving us shelter. Like, that's the least you could do, bitch. Is give us some shelter. No other group of people will experience enslavement like American descendants of chattel slavery. 100. Prostitution is probably closer, Emmanuel, to corporate America. Absolutely. Absolutely. Corporate America can have you strung out like a $1.76 hoe. Used to be a $2 hoe, but inflation. Oh, man. So, other ethnicities that uphold white supremacy, how should we deal with them as a people? How should we deal with people who uphold white supremacy who aren't white? How should we deal with them as a people? I mean, I want to ask just a generic question. Please don't put anything threatening or violent in the chat. But how should we deal with people who come over here, who wash up on the shores of America? They give them shoes, they clean them up, they put them into the wheel, and then they want to uphold white supremacy after the fact. How should we look at them? Because those are Ann Browns. Very true. Yes, they was working to get off paper. Yeah. The Europeans had, they had situations that like you said, there's sentences and things like that. They didn't enslave them. They just made them work off their debt. They're like, here's your bogey. You want to be free, here's what you got to do. Then they put them in the wheel. Us, they beat, brutalized, raped, and killed us for 246 years, gave us no money. Then we got some paperwork. They still fucking with us, though. Chinese exploit their own, too. Look at the massage. Absolutely. Bishop Magic Don Juan ain't got shit on a massage parlor pimp. A massage parlor pimp. You talking about some real pimping. That's some real pimping. Massage parlor pimping? Shit. And these motherfuckers, they'll own multiple. They'll have parlors all across the country. Look, some of these pimps that's out here, I know they got the bag. When they got the bag, there's a lot of them that's passed on now. But there is no such thing as a pimp if you're not going to include the massage parlor pimps. And they're not always Chinese. A lot of them are Korean, too. As old black men used to say, Koreans. Happy ending, lucky. Oh yeah, there's a lot of happy endings up in there, and yeah. And the person who's lucky is the motherfucker who owns the place. Because he ain't got to do no work and he's getting the bag. You ever been to a massage parlor where you didn't see a big body sitting outside? The motherfucker who owns that bitch drives a fucking Benz or Maybach. Because he owns 10 other ones. Rarely do you see a motherfucker who only owns one massage parlor. You just a dusty ass local pimp. You don't even get to come to the big meetings and shit. You gotta probably own 3 parlors to really get to the big table. When you just own one and shit, that's probably like your wife and her sister in there as a massage there. You don't even really have a stable. But them motherfuckers be having them multi-stations, 10, 15 women in there, 10, 15 happy endings an hour. Shit. Come on, man. The owner of the Patriots was a frequent customer at an Asian massage parlor. And he sure was. And yes, he was. And you see how they swept that case right up under the rug? Robert Kraft was buying hoes. Robert Kraft got cheese. And he said, I'm going to go get me some rats with this cheese. And he got busted. But that case is gone now. Hell, he got busted for the massage parlor shit, and Jay-Z bought him a Bentley with Meek Mill. And he can buy both of them motherfuckers. See how fucked up we got it out here? We got 2 rappers buying a billionaire, multi-billionaire, motherfucking Bentley. That's like a Ford Fusion to him. Always trying to be on the inner circle. That's that Illuminati shit. I think Meek's a part of the Illuminati. Ben thinking that Jay, come on, man. Jay didn't rise the way everybody thinks he rose. And he didn't rise just because of Beyonce. I hate that shit. The people think that Beyonce carried Jay-Z. Okay. No, the establishment carried Jay-Z. The establishment. They too must be accountable for upholding white supremacy, knowing that this country is racist and enslaved us. Absolutely. We're going back to the question that I asked a few minutes ago. They must be held accountable too. Just as we hold white supremacists accountable, we must hold immigrants who come over here and uphold white supremacy. Put them on point. Put them right on fucking point. You're not going to come over here and get these resources and then turn on us, Ann Brown. You ain't going to do that. Allegedly, that was a real situation at the place in the ATL that was referenced in the C9. Yeah. Nobody. Nobody's getting arrested. Nobody's going to jail there. Nobody. Telling you. White supremacy is being upheld not just by white supremacists, but by everybody who will not call it on the carpet. Starting with white people, then we go with immigrants who uphold, then we go with motherfucking absconders. You know what's funny when you see an illegal uphold white supremacy? Like, bitch, you crawled over here, okay? Okay? You crawled over here, you over here illegal, and now you're going to go against us? Okay, Ann Brown. Ann Brown. When we going to get some Ann Blacks? It's always Ann Brown. That bitch Ann Brown is a motherfucker. Can we get some Ann Blacks? Peace to BTP. Great entry on that. What's the alternative to white supremacy? Why do we need an alternative? Why can't we have an extinguishment of it? See, you hold on to something for a couple reasons. Because you have nothing else. Because it's rightfully yours. And because nobody is strong enough to take it from you. And I think if people got together and got strong enough, we could take white supremacy from white supremacists and extinguish it. But everybody's agendas gets cloudy. And instead of fighting for the same cause, we want to fight for the same cause in several different ways. We fragment ourselves. Then you have other people who say that they're allies. Allies being well used, underapplied. I don't believe all the people that say they're allies are really allies. It takes a special person to be an ally. You might like black folks. You might not want to fuck them up politically, socially, economically, but it doesn't mean you're an ally. How many zeros can I put in there? Absolutely. Name a faction of folk other than black people. Oh, and brown people that the CIA has ever gone after. Because I don't know a whole cluster of white folks that the CIA has ever gone after. Name a cluster of folk, white folks, that the CIA has gone after. CIA protects itself because they are white supremacists, so they're going to protect white supremacy. Absolutely. Mike Farrell's. What do you say? SDS Weather Underground. I don't know exactly what that means, but it sounds kind of smooth when I read it. SDS Weather Underground. Sounds like some coded shit. Is that some coded shit? I don't know. Yeah, white primarily organization and CNN. Oh. So what was that organization about? What was they doing? What were they doing? What was that SDS Weather Underground doing? Who were they going against? The establishment, black folks, were they just white supremacists? Like, I mean, maybe I can look it up real quick here. I don't want to put no misinformation out there because YouTube looking at me. I got 16 fucking subscribers and YouTube's on me like I'm, what's that shit called? Has ties with that. What? What are y'all talking about? You saying Barack? Barack's in this? Oh, shit. What's Barack done got himself into? Oh. Weather Underground's ex now. Okay, that's 5 years ago. Ex-Weather Underground. This shit looks old. This Weather Underground shit back in the 60s. All right, I'm about to dig some shit into this. My life with SDS. Oh, okay, wow. This got some depth. Barack was a friend of one of their primary mentors. Okay. Well, Barack has shown that he's not ours. He's not ours. So that doesn't surprise me. I'm not surprised by that. The pioneer is from Chicago. Oh, wow. Wow. Barack, Chicago. I get that. Okay, I get the connection. So none of this surprises me. That doesn't upset me that he's friends with people like that. He's friends with many white supremacists. So the CIA went after them. But now since Barack has been president, did they prosecute? Oh, okay. Thanks for clearing that up. So they weren't necessarily against us, but were they with us? They blew up a building? They killed some folk? Did they kill some folk? Or did they do like a lot of black people do when they protest? They go protest on the weekends when the county buildings and shit be closed. Y'all kill me when y'all do that. Y'all do know that, right? Y'all march right downtown, right in front of city halls. It'd be Saturday. They not there. The mayor's not there on Saturdays, guys, when you go protest. I just want to let you know that. I'm just trying to help. I'm only here to help. Besides that, you look ridiculous. So I just want to say that. I don't know exactly how long I've been on here because instead of putting a timer on the cast, they decided to put the Little Nas X hearts. So we exchanged that. We are now timeless with Lil Nas X colored hearts. And I mean, I get it. I understand. I see what they're saying. See what they're doing. Peace. And baby, don't you know I can sing and rap and dance in just one show. Rest in peace, Kango. Mr. Sophisticator, sponsor I know ain't nobody greater from beginning to end and to beginning. I never knew because I know about getting money if I was to lose. I wouldn't be excited because I'm not a gambler. I don't bet, I don't be in no casino. And baby, like your nizzo, the is the grizzly, kiss, gizzo. be doing that shit back in the day. That shit was dope. Now I gotta go watch some old school hip hop and shit. But yeah. I'm gonna definitely check up on this Weather Underground shit. It sounds kind of deep. Because we gotta watch a lot of YouTube videos on it. There's a lot of them on here. So I'm gonna check that shit out. Oh, okay. Appreciate you, local family, Mike for reals. What up, though? So let me ask you something, Mike for reals. I don't know how deep you go with the Detroit politics, but I'm a little upset with the thick-necked dwarf that y'all call Mayor Duggan. That I call Mayor Duggan. Actually, I call him thick-necked dwarf. The motherfucker is killing Detroit. He's killing Detroit. Taking all the resources up out of Detroit, giving them to Royal Oak and all the surrounding areas. Now we done lost the winter blast. That generates a lot of money for the downtown businesses, freedmen or non-freedmen. But he's sending it out to Royal Oak. What you think about that? What you think about that? I get you. No problem. No problem. But yeah, most recently, we lost the Detroit winter blast to Royal Oak because he says they couldn't get the organizers together to get the resources up. It's only $500,000 to put the shit together. And then you make millions around the city for the 3 days that it's there, 4th, 5th, and 6th. But instead, you let Royal Oak get it. How many people are in fucking Royal Oak? It's like 670,000 in Detroit. Let me look up Royal Oak. How many people in Royal Oak? I'm about to be pissed. 59,000 people. You got almost 700,000 people in Detroit. Royal Oak got 59,000, and they about to take the winter blast. Seriously. They about to take the winter blast. All the people that used to go to the winter blast down in Campus Martius, all the money that was made by those businesses downtown Detroit. You lose. Yeah, and the Detroit Zoo has now become the place to die for fucking animals. Detroit Zoo has now turned into one of the worst zoos in the Union. People drive to Toledo and go to the zoo. Toledo Zoo is better than Detroit Zoo because they let Detroit Zoo get antiquated. Used to be a very, very good zoo, but now... But Detroit was able to make money even off the Detroit Zoo, even though it was lodged in Royal Oak. Royal Oak's been getting the bag off the zoo. That's been holding Royal Oak down. Shit. That's a cash cow for Royal Oak city government. But Detroit got its kickback from that shit too. I'd love to see the plans on that, how that got paid out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The city owned the property. Now we probably sold it. Yeah. We probably sold it. 2 bags of fucking Better Maids and a Verner's. Yeah, we probably sold it. Royal Oak is probably the owner of the zoo, the owner of the named Detroit Zoo. Yeah, bet. I don't trust Duggan at all. He's a fucking cheater. But he's a politician, so he won. I mean, he had all kind of fucked up allegations about him coming in, and he won. And now nobody can get him out. Nobody's strong to get him out. That half-hearted attempt by Anthony Adams, I don't know what the fuck he thought he was doing. And I know people say that Anthony Adams was out there and he was campaigning this, that, and the other. There was like 12 people that voted for Anthony Adams. You fucking kidding me? 12. And if they do a recount, he may lose 3 of those. Shit. Northland is gone, been gone. Is Southland still around? Eastland? Westland? All of them gone, ain't it? It's just land owned by the Chaldeans. North, south, east, west, all of the land's gone, just owned by the Chaldeans now. Eastland is still sort of there? Okay. All the major stores gone. Well, they got a City Trends and a Snopes, because Mr. Allen's gone too, right? Now, is it Snopes or Snipes, whatever it's called? They got one of them stores. They keep a City Trends and one of them stores, a couple sales stores. Make sure you got a Metro. Full of empty homes. Absolutely. Not for long, though, because they keep bringing the Afghanis over here. They'll be filling them up because Dearborn's bursting at the seams. Dearborn can't bring no more motherfuckers in Dearborn. They bursting at the seams. So Detroit's about to get infiltrated with the Afghanis. Real shit. They coming to Ann Arbor too. Yep, they dropping them in the territories where the money's got, or the money's at. Yeah. Yep. You're not going to have a major city like that. Anytime you go over 500,000 people, you're going to have a lot of corruption with the politicians because there's a lot of things for them to get out there. I mean, we were up near over 1 million at one time, and that's why I was really able to get lost. You could get lost in the sauce as a politician. Now these motherfuckers, I mean, they're going to prison for $3,500. The guy that just lost his shit, city council seat, $38,000. He's going to prison for $38,000. He's a pastor, city councilman, and I forgot what his trade is besides being a pastor. $38,000 is about to send him to the federal penitentiary. Not even a fucking year's salary. Well, it is for a lot of people who are impoverished because, yeah, $37,000, you're impoverished. Got it. Dearborn is also full of Lebanese. Oh, they all lived around each other. Lebanese, Afghanis, Arabs, Chaldeans, they can all live in Dearborn. There's fucked upness in Dearborn too, though. They suppress that crime and all that shit on the networks, but they fucking each other up in Dearborn too. They don't ever talk about I don't know, Arab versus Arab crime or Arab on Arab crime or Chaldean on Chaldean crime. They shoot each other and rape each other and kill each other and all kinds of shit too. In their neighborhoods, They sure do, but they know how to keep that shit low. Lots of fucked upness. Absolutely. But they stay on code and they keep their shit inside. Get at them chores, Mike Farrells. We appreciate you stopping through. Are you on YouTube, Mike, if you're still here, or are you on the Hap Space? Just asking. I couldn't tell. I can't tell who's who anymore. Used to be able to see the little red line for the YouTube, and so I don't know. He's in the Hap Space. Appreciate it, Emmanuel. But yeah, holding motherfuckers accountable. I think Shannon said that. Hold them accountable. Do not let them let the shit slide. If you let them let the shit slide, it's just going to continue to slide. And I'm not telling people to go out there and be violent with people. Just let people know. We can't be friends if they friends. They against me. That means you against me. Period. Well, that's good. Some people you can't convert. But I've seen people like move from this territory, what they would call a melting pot, and move to other territories, and you see them years later and they come back. I'm like, oh, they converted you. Wherever they went, and it was a territory that was predominantly white, and they came back and yeah. But they was bums when they left, so when they came back, they was just bum white supremacists. They didn't want no smoke. They didn't mess with nobody. But you could tell. You could tell. So it is what it is. So what do white people say to the supremacists? Stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit. And it's based on whatever bullshit you happen to be talking about. This is not single level shit. This is multi-level shit. We talking about just for us in this space 402 years. Plus, but it's 402 documented. Stop the bullshit. Stop dancing around hate. And motherfuckers will come to. They'll come to. Well, government wants chaos. This is very true. And the government is really profitable when there's chaos. When there's chaos, there's combat. Government makes money off of combat. If the government really wanted shit to be right, they would make freedmen whole. They think that we get what we are owed, and then we would turn against the whole establishment. Well, yeah, but no, once we got our own shit, we can do what we need to do. The only thing that holds freedmen back is the lack of resources and access. It ain't talent, it ain't skill, it ain't capabilities. It's resources and access. That's the only thing that holds us back. If anybody wants to tell you something different, that we have everything we need to be able to succeed in this country, some of us, but across the board, what we lack from closing the wealth gap is resources and access. Resources and access gives us leverage. We're still not in, but if we have the resources and access, we acquire leverage at that point. We can't get our footing because we're fighting in our socks. And the surface is not only slanted, but it's slippery. This is very true, Banish. Nobody can rule us if we don't obey. If we don't comply to white supremacy, we could turn white supremacy on its ear. But now you've got to get a certain faction of folk to comply and have other people fall in line. And you obviously know we got you. We got to see y'all work against white supremacy before you see us work. This is show and prove. We done showed and proved they couldn't kill us. 246 years of brutalization, and we're still here. So where do we step up to get our resources, our access? That's it. I think that's pretty much all I got. Let me just double check. I think so. I think I'm supposed to go home and look at the tree. So yeah. Appreciate everybody in the Have Space, YouTube, Facebook. There's a few people that have lurked in Facebook. It's so funny. And they don't say anything, but then they'll say things to me, the things that I said, but I'm like, what is that about? I don't know. And weird shit. And Twitter. Getting likes on Twitter, I like that. Information Man, appreciate you. Riri Brown, thank you, sister. Not on the Twitter space a lot, except the lives are simulcast through there. So I appreciate people checking them out. And we got to fuck with this fan base platform soon, too. So I was waiting for Haps to get their shit together, but I think I'm going to get another device and I'm going to go fan base with all the other plats at the same time. All this shit's going to start after the holiday. I got to get past the holiday. Got to get past the holiday. So, but y'all be good. They easily obey and comply. That's why there are a lot of illegals from the south of the border coming through. Yes. Look at you extending the stream. Yes. They get over here and get to bucking and get to breaking. They'll step right over other people because they'll come in, oh, what's this job pay? Well, normally it pays $12 an hour, but since you're, we've got to do you at $8. They'll come over and make $8 an hour. Free. It's not just tax-free because they're not going to pay taxes because nobody's supposed to know they're here. So they'll take $4 less an hour of a job that someone would normally make 12 at. And be like, oh, and by the way, I got 10 friends. And they'll take the same 8. Check with them. Next thing you know, they done got 2 trailers. There goes the neighborhood.
It was nothing like that. I guess that's what I keep thinking. Ain't that right, black? I thought I had it in the palm of my hand. But man, oh man, if I was grand, I'd bang. Roxanne, can't you understand?
It's crazy, man. But he's not in pain anymore. So rest in peace, Kango Kid. A brother, a true soul brother. I know he wasn't a freedman, part Haitian, but he's still a real brother. They work harder for less. This is true. But they compromise our situation by doing so. They make our situation look like we're ungrateful. We're selfish for not working those jobs. No, I do not, Emmanuel. I am not a fan of mumble rap or that. No. It's no. I don't understand it. The biggest problem with me and today's rap music is I don't understand it. Not that I don't understand it like there's a generation gap and I don't get the information. I don't understand it. You understand? I don't understand it. And it sucks. Okay. Travis Scott? No. Fire Marshal Bill? No. I don't like him either. I like shit I can understand. I don't like Drake's music. I don't have anything personally against Drake. Aubrey's okay. He's an okay guy. Simpish at times, but he's okay. My grandson got a heart cut in his hair. Those of you who are friends with me on Facebook. Yeah, he got a heart cut in his hair. At his request, I didn't say like, hey, you want to get a heart? I actually thought that it would get shot down on the parental end, and it did not. And the grandparental end had to buckle. So I was outnumbered. The vote went against me. I lost. So Kanye, oh Kanye. The auto-tune, not really. There was some stuff that was auto-tuned that didn't sound horrible. Lil Wayne, only with Cash Money. Once he left Cash Money, like when he was Lil Wayne, not when he became Wheezy. He sounded like Lil Wayne. 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 Now when he became a drug addict, how about that? Before he was a stone cold drug addict, I could get it. But I don't get him now. He's like several different personalities now, and they're all bad. I like Lil Wayne when he was, Lil Wayne. Now he's just, I don't get it. He's a full-blown rock star, let's be honest. He's a full-blown rock star, cult icon, all that shit. And it's just so much of it for the worst reasons. He's deaf. He's deaf walking. I anticipate we're going to see a post one day and he's just going to be OD'd or something. I hope he lives a long life, but I don't see it. Yeah, the tattoos on the face, they whenever people start doing that, because he's not the only one that does it, but he's got a lot of them now. But when they start to do that, they start to act like, oh, I'm never going to need to do anything else. You better have a ton of money. I don't think Lil Wayne's probably going to have to do anything else. He's got a lot of money. He sold his masters or sold some masters and got a bunch of money. He got the feds off of him, by getting that money. Donald Trump is an ally. But yeah, I believe he's sick. I believe there's some things wrong with him. Yeah. And I think he kind of knows it, like he's gone too far. I mean, he's probably done every illicit drug out there. And he does a lot of shit regularly still. I just think he's killing himself. And I could be wrong. He could live another 40 years. I don't see it, but, I get it. Yeah. So, Young Thug is the only worthy. Isn't Young Thug the one that wears a dress and carries a purse? Isn't that Young Thug? Or is that Young Jock? I can't remember. Young Jock's got the pressing curl. It's going down. Young Jock's kind of moist now, man. He's moist. Young Jock's moist. He is. But y'all be good. Wayne Carter's album was good. Carter was good. Carter 2, I don't remember Carter 2 as much as I remember Carter 1. And before that. But yeah. Once he got all fucking weird, he started getting that rock star money. And he started doing rock star shit. And he lost it, man. He lost it. He got lost in that world. He just became this angry little being. Very, very wealthy, rich, whatever you want to call him, little being. He was given power far beyond his capabilities. Lil Wayne should have never had the power he had. I mean, I don't mean not have the power, but just, he needed handlers. He made a lot of bad decisions. And I reckon he'll have to deal with them one day. But y'all be good. Tupac was the last good one. I'll fuck with you on Tupac. But he wasn't like a new style rap. Tupac was very, very traditional, very old school based. He just took the shit to another level. He's very lyrical. He was a thespian. He was a true artist. He took that shit serious. A lot of rappers just trying to rhyme it. Tupac took all that phrasing and shit like that because he was very smart. So, it was different. So made him Tupac. But yeah, we'll see how this one turns out. And appreciate the back and forth. I'm going to go check out Tree, I think. All right. Appreciate you, Free, once again for holding us in the chat. Emmanuel coming through, Shannon coming through, everybody, coming through. Banish, of course. Banish 2. We're going to see like Banish 7 in like a couple weeks. And I appreciate all the kids that came in.
Now do yourself a fucking favor and get the fuck out of my store.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck off the press.
You guys stayed with it today. And we stay with it because we're unified, because of where we are. Because of where we are, we stayed with it today. And I hope everybody recognizes where they are.
This is the United States of America, for God's sake.
Know where you are.
This is the United States of America, for God's sake.
Just know where you are. Know where you are. I mean, if you don't know where you are going to be lost. You are going to be lost. And when you get lost, I mean, some people will come help. They'll come look for you. Come even find you. And then other people will just stand around and laugh at you.
Can I get a witness?
I'm just telling you. And they won't just laugh at you. They'll laugh continuously at you.
Slow down, everybody. No. Can I get a witness?
You are all to blame. We aren't to blame. You ain't gonna blame Friedman for this bullshit. Don't blame us for getting our ass kicked. Sorry. We do not accept that. That's Ann Brown and white and Asian and Latino. That's all them other Anns. Ann Black ain't did shit. She over here minding her motherfucking business without resources and access. Y'all be good. One love.